Crystal Cave by Mary Stewart, Book 3, The Wolf, 6. I got to my feet. There was no clue in the staring faces around me. Nobody spoke. What's all this about? Outside, if you please, repeated Blackbeard. We don't want to... I don't in the least mind having a brawl, I said crisply. You'll tell me who you are before I'll go a step with you. And to start with, take your hands off me. Landlord, who are these men? King's men, sir. You'd best do as they say, if you've got nothing to hide. You've got nothing to fear, I said. I know that one, and it's never true. I shoved Blackbeard's hand off my shoulder and turned to face him. I saw Dinius staring with his mouth slack. This, I supposed, was not the meek-voiced cousin he knew. Well, the time for that was past. I don't mind these men hearing what you have to say. Tell me here. Why do you want to talk to me? We were interested in what your friend here was saying. Then why not talk to him? Blackbeard said stolidly, all in good time, if you tell me who you are and where you come from. My name is Emrys, and I was born here in Meridunum. I went to Cornwall some years ago when I was a child, and now had a fancy to come home and hear the news, that's all. And this young man, you called him cousin? That was a form of speech. We are related, but not nearly. You probably also heard him call me bastard. Wait a minute. The new voice came from behind me among the crowd. An elderly man with thin grey hair nobody recognized pushed his way to the front. I know him. He's telling the truth. Why, that's Marathon Emrys, sure enough. That's the old king's grandson. Then to me, you won't remember me, sir. I was your grandfather's steward. One of them, I'll tell you this. He stretched his neck like a hen, peering up at Blackbeard. King's men are no king's men. You've no business to lay a hand on this young gentleman. He's told you the truth. He left Meridunum 5 years ago, that's right. 5 it was. It was the night the old king died. And nobody heard tell where he'd gone. But I'll take any oath you like he would never raise a hand against King Vortigern. Why, he was training to be a priest and never took arms in his life. And if he wants a quiet drink with Prince Dinius, why, they're related, as he told you. And who else would he drink with to get the news of home? He nodded to me kindly. Yes, indeed, that's Marathon Emrys. That's a grown man now instead of a little boy, but I'd know him anywhere. And let me tell you, sir, I'm mighty glad to see you safe. It was feared you died in the fire. Blackbeard hadn't even glanced at him. He was directly between me and the door, and never took his eaves off me. Marathon Emrys, the old king's grandson? He said it slowly. And a bastard? Whose son, then? There was no point in denying it. I had recognized the steward now. He was nodding at me. Pleased with himself, I said, my mother was the king's daughter, Ninny Ann. The black eyes narrowed. Is this true? Quite true. Quite true. Oh, quite true, quite true. It was the steward, his goodwill to me patient in his pale, stupid eyes. Blackbeard turned to me again. I saw the next question forming on his lips. My heart was thumping, and I could feel the blood stealing up into my face. I tried to will it down. And your father? I do not know. Perhaps he would only think that the blood in my face was shame. Speak carefully, now, said Blackbeard. You must know. Who got you? I do not know. He regarded me. Your mother's the king's daughter. You remember her? I remember her well. And she never told you? You expect us to believe that? I said irritably. I don't care what you believe or what you don't believe. I'm tired of this. All my life people have asked me this question, and all my life people have disbelieved me. It's true, she never told me. I doubt if she told anyone. As far as I know, she may have been telling the truth when she said I was begotten of a devil. I made a gesture of impatience. Why do you ask? We heard what the other young gentleman said. His tone and look was stolid. Better be a bastard and have a king for a father than a no-man's child who never had a father at all. If I take no offence, why should you? You can see he's in his cups. We wanted to make sure, that's all, and now you've made sure the king wants you. The king? I must have sounded blank. He nodded. Vortigern! We've been looking for you for 3 weeks past. You're to go to him. I don't understand. I must have looked bewildered rather than frightened. I could see my mission falling round me in ruins, but with this was a mixture of confusion and relief. If they had been looking for me for 3 weeks, they surely could have nothing to do with Ambrosius. Dinius had been sitting quietly enough in his corner. I thought that most of what he said had not gone through to him, but now he leaned forward, his hands flat on the wine-splashed table. What do you want him for? Tell me that. You've no call to worry. Blackbeard threw it at him almost disdainfully. It's not you he wants, but I'll tell you what, since it was you led us to him, it's you who should get the reward. Reward? Reward? I asked. What talk is this? Dinius was suddenly stone sober. I said nothing. What do you mean? Blackbeard nodded. It was what you said that led us to him. He was only asking questions about family. He's been away, said my cousin. You were listening. Anybody could have listened. We weren't keeping our voices down, by the gods. If we wanted to talk treason, would we have talked it here? Nobody mentioned treason. I'm just doing my job. The king wants to see him, and he's to come with me. The old steward said, looking troubled now. You can't harm him. He's who he says he is, Ninian's son. You can ask her yourself. That brought Blackbeard round to face him quickly. She's still alive? Oh, yes, she's that all right. She's barely a stone's throw off at the nunnery of St. Paul's, beyond the old oak at the crossways. Leave her alone, I said, really frightened now. I wondered what she might tell them. Don't forget who she is. Even Vortigern won't dare to touch her. Besides, you've no authority, either over me or her. You think not? Well, what authority have you? This! The short sword flashed in his hand. It was sharpened to a dazzle. I said, Vortigern's law, is it? Well, it's not a bad argument. I'll go with you. But it won't do much good. With my mother, leave her alone, I tell you. She won't tell you any more than I. But at least we don't have to believe her when she says she doesn't know. But it's true! It was the steward, still chattering. I tell you, I served in the palace all my life, and I remember it all. It used to be said she'd borne a child of the devil to the Prince of Darkness. Hands fluttered as people made the sign. The old man said, peering up at me, Go with them, son. They'll not hurt you, Ninian's child, or her neither. There'll come a time when the king will need the people of the West, as who should know better than he? It seems I'll have to go with them, with the king's warrant so sharp at my throat. I said, It's all right, Dinius. It wasn't your fault. Tell my servant where I am. Very well. You take me to Vortigern, but keep your hands off me. I went between them to the door, the drinkers making way for us. I saw Dinius stumble to his feet and come after. As we reached the street, Blackbeard turned. I was forgetting. Here, it's yours. The purse of money jingled as it hit the ground at my cousin's feet. I didn't turn, but as I went, I saw, even without looking, the expression on my cousin's face as, with a quick glance to the right and left, he stooped for the purse and tucked it into his waistband. And that is the end of chapter 6.